Get 3 consecutive gold medals. 6 on 4, and Maddie Musselman takes advantage. Back to that placement to match the U.S. women.
Well, Maddie, thank you for taking some moments to sit and talk with us and for sharing your story. Water polo has been such a major part of your life. It's considered one of the hardest sports in the world. That's written by people who maybe don't play it. Yeah. Do you find it to be hard?
Yeah, I think water polo is the hardest sport in the world. Maybe I'm a little biased because I play it. Using one hand, you're treading water, you're physically, wrestling someone, you're swimming back and forth, and it's just like constant movement back and forth, and that's why I find it so difficult. I was in the Rio Olympics. We got gold in Rio in 2016. I was in the Tokyo Olympic Games, which was in 2021 due to the postponement of COVID. I got gold in that Olympics as well. Ended up getting MVP at that Olympics. Pat and I met at a wedding. He knew the groom, I knew the bride. We were on the bus, leaving the wedding reception, and he threw an ice cube at me from afar. And I'll never forget, and it's kind of like actual icebreaker. He full on threw an ice, hit me in the eye, and waved at me, and it was kind of like, okay, he's cute, didn't think much of it. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, he called me and left me a voicemail asking me on a date. He was a grinder. He had to work for his athleticism and for his abilities in the water when he started playing water polo, and he wasn't as gifted as his siblings. So I find that kind of funny with the accomplishments that he did end up achieving. He was a part of the most winning team in NCAA history at UCLA. When he graduated from UCLA, he decided to hike to the base camp of Mount Everest, and then decided to sign up for the English Channel when we were dating, which is one of the hardest of the 7 crossings, and he did it in 10 hours and 28 minutes, which was 8 hours faster than the time he told me he was gonna cross it, which just blew my mind.
And then you find out he did that swim 8 hours faster than he thought, and he had cancer.
Yes, he swam it with 1 lung. Pat was diagnosed on September 17th in 2023. The doctor called us. I remember it was really late at night. It was at 7 p.m. We were kind of just what's happening? What's going on? Not only do you have masses, but it is cancer. And not only is it cancer, it's a really rare cancer that even this doctor doesn't even know what it is. Once we got the diagnosis, whole family came. It wasn't until everyone left and flew home that Pat and I were we should get married. I want to be in this with you until the very last day. Whether it's the last day that you're fighting cancer because you beat it, or it's the last day because you're going to heaven. And he was yeah, I was thinking about that, and I just didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to make it uncomfortable, but there's no other person that I would want to be my partner through this entire thing. So again, thank you for, and all the people at St. Andrews for making it happen, because that happened in 4 days. And we were married, and he started chemo on that Monday.
I know how much it means to her. I know how hard she works. I've never been to an Olympics. It's my only goal right now, to make it to Paris and to watch her play.
When you're going through something hard and you're also loving someone, that's hard. And we were always doing that.
Why do you think it's hard? It's just an interesting phrase. You said it's hard to do that.
I mean, Jesus didn't live an easy life either. And so when I think about the story of Jesus and being a follower, and you look to him and he, became man and felt all the emotions. He felt grief, he felt sadness, he wept. It validates the hard because he lived the hardest thing that anyone could do. So when Pat was diagnosed and when he said, we have all the faith in the world because we have God, and he did that. And he put this in our lives for a reason, and it's on our path. 3 weeks prior to the Olympics, he was at an appointment at USC for a checkup, and he mandated hey, we're gonna make this happen. His mindset was never gonna waver. He said it was the best time of his life, and most likely the worst feelings he has ever felt in his life physically.
You go, Maddie!
When we got to Paris, I was just so excited to have everyone back in the stands, and then to have Pat there. It just made the Olympics feel even more special than it already was. Pat loved our rivalry with Hungary. His first ever time watching me play, he flew out to Budapest, and it was against Hungary. So to go to the Olympics, we're playing Hungary in the quarterfinal game, and Pat was fired up. And again, he doesn't feel good, he's just battling each breath.
USA! 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 USA!
He was just so in awe of the Olympics, but in awe of our team and the things that we've been doing, while I was also just in awe of him for showing up. So it was a really special moment to hug him after that game. As a partner, the worst feeling is feeling like you can't do anything. But the best thing you can offer is your faith. And I was always so proud of myself for speaking truth over Pat in the hope that I had for him. And so when it was coming to the end, I still had hope. I was like, no matter what, like the next breath you have is gonna be with Jesus. And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like everyone's gonna be fine. Like he was just so at peace with it. And I think the hope that was spoken over him through other people as well, through myself, through you, through friends, through family, I think got him through to that point where when he no longer could fight physically anymore, his mind was stronger than ever and he knew where he was going. I think that gave me a lot of comfort once it all happened. This past year, through all this that's going on in my life, I've never been closer to God. I'm just so thankful for it, even though I want Pat to be here and I so badly wish it didn't happen. For me, that perspective is irreplaceable.
Based on what you've walked through, have your feelings or your thoughts about death changed?
Yeah, I'm not scared anymore.